In this episode of Unpacked,
he put the gun here on me when he was driving.
So he decided to put me inside the boat.
He said she shoot my boyfriend.
We went to the bushes. Then he started to rape me there.
hijackings are just a common occurrence in South Africa until it happens to you. Our guests that are joining me today are here to share their experiences. Let's unpack. Gino Mmapaneng is a 21-year-old currently residing in Johannesburg. She did not anticipate that a visit to her boyfriend in May of this year would end with a near-death experience that still has her shaken. School teacher Thabile Mtsweni is a mother and wife from the east of Johannesburg. In 2019, she was on the way home when she saw an accident on the road that stopped her in her tracks. The events that followed would change her life forever. These are their stories. Let's unpack. Welcome to the show, ladies. Gino, welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
And to you as well, Thabile, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
All right, let's go back to that fateful day where the hijacking took place. Talk me through how the day began in terms of building up to that moment.
Okay, so it was a Saturday, a day before Mother's Day, because the Mother's Day was on Sunday.
Yeah.
So on Saturday, I was in KZN, Ladysmith, to be specific, in Driffontein, somewhere there. So on Saturday morning, the person I was with, my boyfriend, went to work and then he left me behind. So him leaving me behind, he went to work using the bike from work, leaving his car behind. So later on, when he came back, he decided, okay, let's go to McDonald's. So from where he stayed to town, it was like 45 minutes drive or 30 minutes drive, somewhere there. Then we traveled with his car now, not using the bike. We went to town. We got there, McDonald's was closed. So down the road, there was like something like a chisanyama. And then we decided, let's just go to chisanyama. But when we got there, it was the thing, okay, let's not buy and go. Let's buy and sit here and eat. So I think after 9 at night, the curfew at that time was still 12. It was May. So we decided, let's sit and eat. After 9, we left. To what I remember, in the car when we were leaving, there was no car following us, going back to where we stay. So I put on the safety belt, I reclined the seat a bit, I slept. I think on the N11 route back to where he stays, he stopped on the side of the road. He asked me if my phone is on. Then I give him my phone, he switches on the torch. He's like, I think I hit something. I want to stand on the road and check if I hit something. So he goes out. When he's going out, he checks the bumpers and whatnot. I'm like, there's nothing. When he comes back to get inside the car, now there are guys surrounding the car with guns. Mind you, my parents don't know where I am. They think I'm still in Gauteng, but I'm in KZN. So what happens is now I'm shaking. I don't know whether to scream or shout or whatever, because in such cases, people get killed or get raped. So in my case, they took him to the backseat of the car, and I was still in the front. To what I noticed, they didn't want to touch me at all, those people. They got in. The person who was driving, he put the gun here on me when he was driving, because they did a U-turn. To where we were going, I don't know, but it was a scattered place, away from the road, away from everything. So when we got there, now they gave me a gun.
They give you the gun?
They gave me the gun. They said she shoot my boyfriend.
And what was the reason?
There was no reason for me shooting my boyfriend, but they kept on asking him, because he's a construction worker, they keep on asking him does he have a gun? Because people in civil engineering always have guns. So he's like, I don't have a gun. Now they threaten to kill me, to say that they're doing their job. It's only their job, what they're doing. So my boyfriend and I can hear each other in our home languages. He's Tsonga, I'm Sotho. So most of the time, we communicate in English. So they were communicating in Zulu, so they were like, because I started praying in my language. So they were like, so languages. Now I get scared. I start begging for my life. at the back, he's busy saying, please don't do anything to my girlfriend. So I'm starting to beg that my parents don't know where I am. They think I'm in Gauteng, but I'm not in Gauteng. Now I'm in KZN. I'm doing my final year. Please don't kill me. So he's also begging that he's the only son to his mom. Can they not kill us? Take whatever they want. Now they leave. One person leaves. He takes their bank cards. So when he got to the bank, to the ATM, I think he called, and then he was asking my boyfriend to give the bank PIN. He gave them the correct one because I could hear he's giving them the correct one. But with other banks, you can hide your money in the savings account, whatnot. That's what he did. So with him doing that, what happened is they couldn't transfer the money for them to take out the money because Etsotsi can always be Etsotsi. They're illiterate, just to say it like that. So what happened now is they keep on asking us questions in the car. What are we doing in KZN? So he explains to them that I work here. They asked me, what am I doing? I just came to visit him for a weekend because my exams are starting in June. So I was just chilling in Johannesburg. So I decided to go to KZN. Now, they're starting to tell me that they're going to kill me because they're going to kill us because we are not even Zulus. What are we doing in their province? Now I start crying. They say I should stop crying because they'll kill me. I'll give them a reason to kill me because they're not doing anything to me. Why am I
Outside
crying?
of all the other reasons that you've already given them. Okay.
Because now I'm shaking. So them seeing that I'm shaking, they thought probably she's cold. I wasn't cold. It was a shake of shock. One of the guys took out their jackets. They put it here on me and also put it here on me. Now I start crying. I'm still crying. I'm still praying in my language, but now I'm praying silently so that they can't hear me. Because whenever they hear me, they keep on threatening to kill me. At the back, my boyfriend still keeps on saying, please don't do anything to my girlfriend. So this guy sitting in front is like, uzongdina because ngeke ngiwenze niksi girlfriend yakho ngine girlfriend yami. Now he keeps quiet, so I beg him to keep quiet. Please keep quiet because they're going to kill us. Because they're promising to ban us in the car after they take whatever they want. Now there's a bakkie that arrives because the car sounded like a bakkie. When it got there, the guy said, they called him Bramaik, something like Bramaik. So I'm guessing Bramaik is a mechanic because before he got there, they were not doing anything to the car. Now they start working, these people. Like they took everything from the car. It was beyond repair.
What do you mean by everything?
The bumper, the front bumper, the back lights, the front lights, the battery of the car, the airbags, as well as, I think, something at the boot. I don't know. I'm not really good with cars. So they took something there at the back.
So they stripped the car, basically?
They stripped the car while we are inside.
Wow.
And left us there. So in my mind, I'm thinking, because they took us on Saturday and then went out over to Sunday, Mother's Day. So, mind you, I had ordered something to go to my mom on Mother's Day. Now, I don't have a phone. I don't have anything because they took our phones. They left us with SIM cards. And I don't remember the time because we didn't have watches or phones with us anymore. But in the AMs, I think that's when they left. And when they left, they were like to us, we were good. They were king. But since the business cash now, it was a good business transaction with them. But they took the cards. With my wallet, our important documents were in my wallet. They couldn't open my wallet and take whatever. Yeah. So like our IDs, license, they were in my wallet. So when they left, we heard there were no people anymore. So he came to the door, he went out because they didn't
handcuff you or anything?
Yeah, they didn't handcuff us or anything. They just took our clothes, like my jacket, and just blindfolded us with my jacket and his jacket as well. So what happened when the guy left, when those guys left, because it was a group, it sounded like a group of guys. I just didn't see their faces or whatever. But the one who was begging the boss not to kill us, he told me that he doesn't have an eye. People who took his eye made him to be heartless. That's why he's doing things he's doing now. So now, when they left, he came to the side of where I was in the front seat. He opened for me. My boyfriend opened for me. And then we went out. So he was like, it sounded as if when they left, they went to the west. So let's just go to the east. So it's in the middle of nowhere. We don't see any car. We don't see anything. We start walking. So I'm begging him, let's just stay in the car until the sun is out so we can walk and see where we are going. So it's like the more time we spend here, the more time those people can come back. So we start walking, and now we see that, okay, here's a light. Probably we'll get help. Only to find out, for us to get to those houses on the other side, we have to cross a river now. Now we get inside. It's winter. It's cold. We get inside there. The water is very cold. For us to go up the other side, I have to push him up. He has to pull me up. Now we are full of mud. We run to that nearest house. He jumps the gate. He leaves me on the other side. Now I'm scared. I'm shaking. What if they come back and take me? So him jumping in, they don't want to open the door. That lady doesn't want to open the door. The only thing she's willing to do is to take the numbers of whoever we want to call, and she will call and let them know what's going on.
No, she's probably afraid.
Yeah, she's afraid because you can't open the door for anyone at 4 a.m. And then she calls my boyfriend's mom to tell her, this is what's happening. I have Bukhari here, I have Gino here. They're saying this and this and this. With her saying that, the mom is shook. Gino always talks when they're visiting each other. I didn't tell anyone, and I normally tell my parents. I normally also notify my boyfriend's mom that I'm going to Bukhari in wherever he is. So what happened now, I don't want to tell my parents. At that time, I don't want to tell my parents anything because they know our child is in Johannesburg.
Yes.
That's it. So we call the tracker, we call the police. So the police are advising us, can't we come to the police station? Because it's far.
Yeah.
Where we were, it was in the villages. The police station is only in town.
Yeah.
So that lady tells us we should walk up the road and then we'll just get taxis because people are already going to work. Now we go there. There's a car coming. It's a City Golf, I think. It has 3 guys inside. I don't want to go inside because I'm thinking, what if it's those guys? Now they're here to take us. My boyfriend's like, there's no way it's those guys. They wouldn't come back. They said they're going somewhere to kill people.
Jeez.
That's what they said. They said they have to go, by 11, they have to be in Mpumalanga to kill someone. Now we get inside that car. These people are asking a lot of questions. I get scared. I hold my boyfriend tightly until he's the one answering. I don't want to talk to anyone. They drop us off exactly by the police station. We get inside. That's when I feel relieved. I start crying now. Me crying, I think it was a relief that, okay, I'm alive. They didn't kill us. They didn't do anything to us. Now what we should do, we should go back to Johannesburg. But we can't. He gives the police his statement. I'm not saying anything. I don't want to talk. I just want to go back to Johannesburg or go back to my parents.
I want to pause you right then. We're going to come back to your story.
Okay.
So, Thabile, take me back to the day of your hijacking. What was the day like before the event took place?
Really, on that day, I was so tired. I don't know. I felt so tired. I was at work and I didn't understand why I was so tired like that. Then by the time I knock off, I go to my place. I was driving on the high road N3. So there we saw a truck collided with a taxi. There was a taxi. It seems like there was a problem with that taxi, but it was just aside on the yellow lines. So me thinking as a teacher that probably there are small kids in that taxi. So because everyone was just there trying to help, I also packed my car and went outside and we called the ambulance only to find out it was a taxi driver and his friend. So, but okay, they were hurt. We called the ambulance. The ambulance came and took them. The problem happened when I go back to my car. As people were going back to their cars, I believe that the guy targeted my car because by that time I was driving, we were having two cars, but the other one that I was driving, it was Polo Vivo and it was silver. So he told me that, of course, they target such cars. So by the time we go back to our cars, we started some conversations with other people there. So I asked the guy, which car are you driving? So he said, no, I was a passenger in that truck. So he even told me that, no, the person was wrong. It was this truck driver and all that. I believe that that guy was hijacking that driver. So I think the truck driver, became so scared that he collided with that taxi on the side. So by the time I go to my car, the guy started to talk with me that the truck driver was wrong and all that. Okay, it's fine. Then by the time I wanted to get inside my car, the guy was standing right next to my car as well. So the problem started because there was a truck in front of me. They said, no, guys, can you please get inside the car? We want to reverse to that truck, So when I get inside my car, eventually even the guy got inside my car. So I drove a little bit. I parked in front of that truck. So there were no cars in front of me anymore. So that guy said, no, you can also give me your cell number so that when you arrive at home, I want to call you so that I can find out if you were safe or not.
And this is somebody you just met.
You know what?
Yeah.
Yes, it happened so quickly. But out of the sudden, at gunpoint, he just took out the gun and said, yay, winner, bitch, yay, shift here, and all that. I didn't understand what was his intentions. Like, what are you saying? What are your instructions exactly? So he said, move. So I just moved to the passenger seat and he drove my car. He drove from N3 next to Albertine. So he passed some places that I didn't even know.
Yeah.
He went, and he kept on telling me that, you know what, if I wanted to kill you, I would have done that. We passed so many bushes and all that. So I kept on praying and praying and praying, because I'm a believer, I'm a born up again. So he would be scared, saying, stop praying, man. I'm not going to hurt you. So that day in the morning, I asked my husband to borrow me his personal cell phone because I didn't have data. I wanted to do some things for church on the cell phone. So my cell phone was off by then. My husband's cell phone was still having a battery. Okay, it's fine. So people started to call me because it was already late. By the time he took me, I believe it was past 6 p.m. So I think around 10 o'clock, my husband was also, worried that why I'm not at home yet at that time, because normal I'm home by that time. Okay, it's fine. People started to call him and he was like, no, I'm with this person. We are at church. She's busy praying. So our church is so big. So they asked him, what's your name? He said, I'm Tulani. So there's no Tulani in my church. We know almost everyone. So the name Tulani, it was not there at all. Yes. So they started to suspect now that something is wrong here. Yeah. Really, 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 something is wrong. Then the guy drove my car. He told me that, you know what, I'm driving your car. I'm going to give you this car back. I just want to go to my sister's place. So I'm going to give you the car back. Okay, it's fine. So we saw some houses. I was a bit relieved that, you know what, maybe now we come into his sister's house. But I told him that I don't know your intentions. Really. Yeah. I even prayed with him that, you know what, because he threatened to kill me and himself. So I said to him.
And himself?
Yes, he said that he was so dangerous. He said, one mistake, I kill you and I kill myself.
How? Why are we gonna I don't understand.
I don't understand either. But I then told him that, you know what, should I die, I go to heaven.
Yes.
What about you?
Yeah.
Let us pray together so that when you decide to continue with your craziness, let's pray so that when you decide with your craziness, you continue with it, you kill me, you kill yourself, both of us, you're gonna be saved.
Yes,
Yes.
And
he agreed.
So you prayed for the both?
We prayed with him.
Wow.
He was saved.
So what happened next?
Next, we saw the houses. I'm like, okay, now we are arriving at his place. Out of the sudden, he just went to the bushes. I'm like, okay, is your sister now staying in the bushes? He was like in Zulu. Yeah, ngisho ngizokubulala. With that deep, scaring voice, you know, that ngisho ngizokubulala. Then he was like, hlika. We went to the bushes. Then he started to rape me there. Then after that, he was like, what am I supposed to do with you? Should I kill you? Ngikubulala. I'm like, no. You must be crazy. You are taking my car, you are taking my husband, my cell phone, and you are taking my laptop, you know, the laptop that I use at work. You even took my body. So why do you want to kill me now? Just leave me here. I'll get help from people around here. So he decided to put me inside the boat. Like, get inside the boat. Okay, he put me in the boat. Then he drove, but I've managed to push this black Nyana thing in the car just to be able to try to do some sign to the people, you know, that are coming away. So I don't know whether people saw me there, or maybe they were like, you know, this is South Africa. Probably it's the girlfriend, whatever, you know. I don't know. So, but I've managed to check where he was. His directions and all that.
Did you recognize where he was?
Yes, I was recognizing the street name, the clinics, everything. I've managed to do that. And where he was parking as well. So these people are waking. The friends came with the other Polo Vivo. The other one came, even the police came, their friends. Because he told me on the road that, you know what, Sisile Motole, ihamba so easily. Ihamba Sisile Motole. So, yeah.
So now when the cops are coming, who are their friends? What were they meeting to do? To talk business?
To do business, to try to sell their car, maybe to look for their market and all that. Yes.
So when they then were trying to find someone to buy the car, did they find anybody?
They didn't. I think it was for the first time ever they didn't get a buyer because he ended up, you know, this thing that we saw on movies of ransom, because they were busy calling him. He called my husband. I heard him when he was calling my husband, telling him that, should you call the people of Tracker? I kill your wife now.
How?
I kill her now. So I was busy praying for my husband that, you know, Father Yahweh.
Did you have Tracker there?
We did.
So you did have Tracker?
We had.
Okay. And what were you saying about your husband?
I was saying that because of that, you can imagine that bad message going to your spouse. So I've prayed for him that, Father Yahweh, just give him the strength, because these are very bad news. Then suddenly he was asking for the ransom. Hey, I want money, this much. My husband referred him to my pastor. So he told my pastor, I want money, I want 10,000. After they were telling me that after the incident.
For your release?
Yes.
And what did he say he'll do if they don't pay?
They are killing me.
Sure.
They don't get anything, I'll be murdered.
What happened next?
What happened next is, okay, my pastor said, no, we don't have such money. You know, it's during the month and order. When are we going to get that money? Yeah, decrease your price and all that, of which he did. I think, he wanted 2,500 or 2,000, something like that. And my pastor gave him.
So how was the money sent? I mean, if it was bank details, then they would have had the guy's information.
Yeah, unfortunately, it wasn't bank details, but it was through cell phones, you know, the EFT.
Yes.
Yeah.
So your pastor sent money?
He sent it.
And then what did the guy do?
He was so excited as if he didn't do anything. He was like, my sister, bangisendele imali. You can go. You can. I don't even know that place. So I just
You can go as in get out the car?
Yes, from the boat.
Yes.
I took my handbag with me. So I just looked at him because I was like, am I going to work? Oh, drive the car. So I was like, no, Tatimoto, take the car, drive the car. These are the directions. Take this direction. There's a freeway that side and all that.
So he directed you like nothing happened?
Yes, he did.
So what did you do?
Then I drove, but I just wanted to see him being arrested. So I saw a house, there was no gate, the TV was still on there. So I just packed my car in the yard of that person. So they were scared to open for me. They were like, "Who are you?" I said, "I'm Thabile. Where are you from?" I said, "I'm from being raped." I said that to them. So they're like, "No, our sister, we're scared of to open the doors. Should we call the police for you?" So I was like, "Yes, that's what I need. Just call the police for me." Of course, I understand you cannot open for a stranger. So they called the police for me. And by the time the police arrived, even the trucker people arrived simultaneously with them.
And then did they find the guy at all?
They didn't find the guy.
Sure.
They didn't find the guy. Even the police, even right now.
So to this day?
Till this day, and I gave them the evidence because the guy, after raping me, he forgot his underwear on the floor. I took it, I hid it on my palms. So at the hospital, I gave them his underwear and my underwear because I was like, just want to see that guy being arrested. There's an evidence because they said they're going to take the evidence to the DNA test. But South Africa, till today, they haven't found the guy. My results of the DNA test, they're not yet back till today.
And how long ago was that?
The incident happened 2019.
Yeah.
It's 2021. My husband tried to escalate the matter, but they tried to do something, but the police tried to deny that there was evidence. So we told them that we were sober. I told them that, yes, the incident happened, but I was sober in my mind. I knew and I understand very well that I gave you something. Even my husband told them that I was there, we gave you the evidence. So just please do those tests, run those tests, and bring back the results. But till today, they haven't.
Did you go for a rape kit after?
Immediately.
Yes.
Isn't that after the police arrived, we went to the hospital.
Yes.
So at the hospital, of course, they gave me some counseling.
Yes.
They gave me the preps so that you cannot be HIV positive and all that.
Yes.
Yes.
Sure. Let's pick up from your story of now you are at calling for help and you obviously didn't want to tell your parents. What did you eventually do after that?
So after we went to where the car was,
because
the tracker managed to get where the car was, because the tracker was still there.
Yes.
We went to where the car was. When we got there, eventually, I was crying. I cried as if it was my car.
Yes.
I don't know if my boyfriend was trying to stay strong or what, but seeing the car like that, as if we got into a car accident and it's beyond repair, it was very painful. So from the incident, they took us where he stays, where he used to stay. When we got there, then we decided to use the company bakkie to go to one of his colleagues to borrow a phone for a night because we had decided that the next morning I just have to go to the police station, give my statement, then we come back to Johannesburg. So we went there. So I was checking if doors are closed, everything, because in my mind I'm still having that thing, those people will come back.
Yes.
We went there, he borrowed us a phone, his colleague borrowed us a phone, and then we put on his SIM card. Then he called his mom to ask her to tell my mom what happened. And then that's when I started communicating with my parents. But I think after the whole week, my dad was not talking to me because my first year when I came to varsity, when I came to Johannesburg, my dad told me, whatever you do, let us know. Wherever you go, let us know. 2020 repeated the same thing when I left again in Feb to say, when you go wherever, because I started telling him that I'm dating in 2020. So I told him, he was telling me that whenever you go anywhere, tell me. So I understood why he did not want to talk to me at that time. So the only people I was talking to was my mom, my aunt, and my granny. So they were also communicating with my boyfriend's mom.
Yeah.
So now I started packing. I'm telling him, you are not coming back to this place. We are leaving. We are just leaving. You will leave the company bakkie at the police station. Your CEO, whoever, will fetch it there.
Yeah.
We are just going back. So now I'm scared to I'm scared to be in a crowd of people because I no longer have trust for people.
Yes.
Even my community saw that my behavior has changed because it has triggered me a lot. Sometimes I just wake up and I don't want to talk to anyone.
Yeah.
I just want to be alone. Now I'm into background acting currently. So sometimes you'll be booked and then they tell you your call time is 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. You have to be on set. Now I had to, when I came back from the whole incident, I had to deny such call times to say I can't go. Because I'm thinking, what if the same thing happens when maybe the Uber is waiting at the robots, whatever.
Yes.
So it triggered me a lot to a point where I was advised to go to a psychologist. I think I only went once.
Yeah.
Because I don't feel comfortable. Being in such a space makes me think of all those things again and I become emotional.
Yes.
So I felt like it's better if I talk to friends or whoever to laugh about it, like make it feel normal. But I still, like, it triggers me a lot. I can't travel at night anymore. I'm scared to travel at night. I'm very scared.
Did you ever think, Thabile, that he would kill you?
He was so dangerous. He was so dangerous.
He sounds like he also wasn't mentally stable.
I guess so too. Yeah.
Or do you think that he was just, that was his modus operandi, that was just how he operated?
He operates like that because I think the following day when I took the police to where he raped me, I think it was his place,
Where he
would rape women.
Sure.
Because there were pink panties. You can tell that this is for a teenager, belongs to a teenage girl, this one and all that, So I think it was his spot to do that. So he's used to do that.
Sure. Where are you today? Mentally, psychologically, everything.
A day before that day, because the incident happened on the 9th of October 2019, on the 8th of October, I was having a rape victim. It was a grade 9 learner. So I told her that, you know what, this thing of yours, struggling, we're gonna end it today. So I just made a session with her that day. We said, I called the parents that, you know what, she's gonna be late. I'm busy with her. So the whole counseling or session that I gave to the baby girl who was doing grade 9, immediately after the rape, I turned it to myself. So that's what helped me a lot. Because yes, I'll have those triggers. At times, I remember I was admitted at Vista Hospital because I went to the psychologist. So he was like, why are you so calm? I'm like, because I'm fine. So I was like, no, I'm scared. I think you're going to burst when time goes on. I'm booking you to the psychiatric institution. So I was like, no, I don't want to go to the hospital. I'm fine. He was like, no, I'm scared. I'm booking you. So I'm like, okay, it's your job. Just do that. He did that.
And did it help?
In some way, yes. Because other than that, my character was going to change. But because of that institution, I intended not to change my character. I'm a loving person. We like to help, even with my husband and all that. So, but they helped me to know how to set boundaries now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And that's important.
Very important. So mentally, I'm fine because the counseling that I gave that girl, number one, you should not be angry. Normally people, they call him God. I call him Yahweh. So I said, you should not be angry with Yahweh. That's number one. And secondly, you should not be angry with yourself because most victims, isn't that most of their anger, like, yeah, where was God, and all that. Then they're not going to get any help. Or they'll be like, I was so stupid. What I was thinking, if I didn't go and help, if I didn't help that man, because the girl was raped, because he was helping the neighbor. He took his laundries to his house. Then he grabbed her and raped her. So you should not be angry with yourself. So the whole counseling session, I turned it to myself that I should not be angry with my Yahweh. And secondly, I should not be angry with myself, and I should talk about it, share with others, and help others.
And from your side, where are you today?
I have changed a lot. I don't want to lie because I'm not that bubbly person I'm used to being. I'm part of house committee at my residence. So they know I'm always involved in everything. But currently, whenever there's something where I have to be in the presence of a lot of people, I no longer want to be involved. I just want to be in my room. Sometimes I'd say to them, I'm not at risk, but I'm still in my room. And I know they wouldn't come if I say I'm not at risk. So I haven't really healed because I'm also avoiding psychologists. I know a lot of people get help from psychologists, but I don't know. I don't have faith in psychologists. I literally don't.
And that's understandable. I do hope that even if it's not psychologist or counselor or therapist, that you can find an outlet to help you on your journey for healing.
Yeah, I also hope so.
Yeah. It's so traumatic what happened to the both of you ladies, but I'm so happy that you're both still here with us. The outcome could have been different.
Yes.
I didn't ask where your boyfriend, how's he doing today?
Well, honestly, it's not true about his feelings. I feel like he still has that thing because sometimes I see him when he sees Apollo TSI, how he feels. He can see emotions through the face. He's not okay. He doesn't want to be open about his feelings, but maybe when times goes on, he'll be fine. But he moved from working there. He's working in another province now.
These things can take time, and it's a trauma. We speak about hijackings in this country like it's nothing because it happens all the time, but it did happen to the both of you, and I'm so glad that the both of you survived because that's what you did. Thank you so much for coming through to share your stories.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you very much, really.
Sometimes we take for granted because the crime stats in South Africa can be quite high, how traumatic the experiences are. Yes, you might be looking at it when the statistics come out and be thinking it's just one of those things that happen in South Africa. But the reality is they aren't just stats. These are people. These are their lives. These are their experiences. And also these are the lives of those that didn't make it. I'd like to dedicate this episode to those that are victims of hijacking that are not here able to share their stories today because they didn't survive. Thank you so much for tuning in. #Unpacked with Relebogile. Join in on the conversations, especially online. Have a good night. Next time on Unpacked.
It was not about who they are and what they do. It was about how long were they struggling. I just think it's a very hush-hush subject in South Africa.
Yeah.
That's the main thing about surrogacy in South Africa. It's not a financial gain. You don't get compensated. Also, there was no sexual contact between me and my husband, also from 2 weeks before up until 12 weeks of pregnancy.
What?
So,
Thank you so much for watching Unpacked with Relebogile Mabotja. Make sure you subscribe to my channel where you can get to watch more episodes. But more importantly, you can be part of our online community. Comment down below, share with us who you'd like to see on the show, what story you'd like us to discuss. We love engaging with you. Keep it coming and don't forget to subscribe.